Hi family, it's been a while. I'm so sorry I've not dropped any video on this channel for a long time. I've got a lot to do. Okay, but it has been on my mind. Especially this week, it came like if at a huge press that it is time, this time. The story must be complete. The journey must continue. It came as a surprise that someone is waiting to hear the story. I know that person is you. All right, I'm actually amazed when I get some compliment from people outside, right? When some people just stop me and say, "Oh, thank you very much for your story," and "Oh, congratulations." I say, "But this person didn't even show on the channel that the person is watching and all that." So I know that okay, even though some people know the press like they are Nicodemus, they want watching me, but what matters somebody is being blessed. Okay, my name is Favor one more time. People that say my Eche, I live in Spain, Malaga, Spain. I'm here to continue the story that I started about how I went back to school at 24. So this is Never Too Late channel, and if this is your first time of watching me, please go back to the video, back to my page, but YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. You will see the previous story. So I'm here to tell you the story so far, especially the area of where do I start from? I think I should start from the language barrier. So because this now we are going to enter the story. All I'll be giving is the background story, the motivations and all that. So I will just stop there. So but now I will just continue from I will dive into the main story because we're about to start the practical. Oh, very, very soon I'm starting the practical. By October, I'll be starting the practical for 3 months. It's not going to be easy, but I will talk about that later. So quickly, let me talk about the challenge I faced with the language. Okay, like I said, I've been in this country for almost 20 years. Spain, I've been in particular in Malaga for Spain for almost 20 years. So I didn't really mingle with black, with white. So I dealt with black. I know Nigerians, we like that kind of thing. We only want to mingle to ourselves. So language was only a barrier. And I didn't go back there. I didn't go to Spanish school. So I learned Spanish. I learned it outside. So the only time I went to Spanish school was when I became a born again at 2013, when I began this journey of school. Because the first time I ever tried was when I went to school 2013. So and that was the first time I ever got to Spanish school. I didn't go to Spanish language class. I just went to try to see if I can get to university. How funny it could be. I thought that with that kind of language I was speaking, I would be able to gain access. I'll be able to pass the exam and go to second set university. When they tested my language, they said that you can't even pass. This is gonna be difficult. You can't pass this. There's so much more of people gain access to university. So I knew that it was gonna be challenging. So I went to I worship with the first church I worshiped with was Spanish branch, and it was there for 4 years. So that also helped my Spanish a bit more than the way it were before I became a born again. But still, it was still not good enough to help me pass my exams. But eventually, when I passed my SO, my secondary school results, so when I got admission into this school, after I finally God helped me to enter the school. This was Larry North School. I know I'm not stopping here. This is just the beginning. So the first day in class, they asked question. We will introduce ourselves. So I told them that okay, I have a language challenge. They said, "Don't worry, we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you. You're going to pass it. Don't worry. We have had some students like that have language problem, and yet they passed it. Okay, some teachers advised me to focus on the practical at the school. This course is more of practical than theory. That if you can put effort on practical and pass all the practical, you literally pass it." I said okay. So when the school began, oh, it wasn't easy. The first time in the school, the first week, first month, was they were speaking Chinese. I was not understanding most of the teachers when they were teaching. I was not understanding anything. In fact, I had already made up my mind that the first semester that I was going to fail it. So I just put my mind that on the next semester I'll fail it. So we had about eight course in this course. So I think it's 7 teachers or 6 teachers, because one was teaching to the dentist, the and one other teacher she was taking to so the other ones were taking on one courses. So the main course was the teacher that was teaching was taking the one that took course on the sickness aspect of it, the one that teaching about the diseases and all that, the causes of illness, and that she was the main doctor. So her course was like China to me. It was really, 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 really challenging because I wasn't understanding initially. But I had already made up my mind that I would fail it. There was one particular course that when I'm in that class, I felt like, why am I here? There's nothing that ma would teach, and literally everybody was not complaining about that course. Everybody was afraid of that course. That course was very difficult. But guess what? That course became my favorite. That course became the course I was after the first exam, I told them, God, this is easy. Everyone was shocked. I saw the powerful hand of God in this course. So the language was really, really challenging for me. I was not understanding. The grammar was big. Number one, the grammar was a problem because of the language. Two, the techniques. They know each course, like lawyer, doctors, I know that everybody have their techniques. They have their medical terms. So the medical terms I was not used to. I had never gone through medical school before. I have never had anything to do with that. I hated anything to do with medicine. So I didn't even know what, in fact, even in English, some of the things they were saying, some of the name of sickness, some of the names of things they were saying, I had no idea. So the techniques was so tough for me because and if I could understand the techniques and I could understand the language, that course was very easy. And everybody it is when the exam came, the teachers were like, whoa, you're very intelligent. If you could get this kind of results with a language barrier, especially when it gets to presentations, I will still do to present with the grammar problem. I will still present my defend my course. So teachers were so amazed. So I really faced a challenge in the language, but still, I passed. Still, I was pushed. I was determined with the help of God. It was so like during the exam, as if my brain was open and I got to understand some things they were teaching. See, the secret is most of the course when they're teaching it in the class, I don't understand it. And this thing is, they will give assignment upon assignment upon assignment upon assignment upon assignment. That's, you have different assignments at the same time. You have presentations with the groups. There were group works. I will talk about when I talk about the challenge with the students, with my fellow students. But it was so challenging. But thank God, one of the things that helped me that I had two of them, like I said, two of the students were of my age, so the rest were just children, like 16, 19. I think highest there was 21. The other ones were not 42, 43, and I'm 4. I was 41. So we were age range. So those two understood. So they were doing all their best to see how they helped me. So I was using ChatGPT. I was using translator to translate. So I was always practically not I'm meeting up with not that I was not meeting up with my exam, with my test at the same time like everybody, because I needed extra time. I needed to translate first to understand it before I can now bring it to. So it was challenging, but God helped me. That I knew that if that course was English, I don't think I would be in that class I don't think I will get the kind of result I get. I won't even get that. The coupled with the grace of God and with the help of God, I could have been one of the top. I could have come up one of the top results because of the language. And I will also talk about the time management, how I couldn't manage my timing well and all that. So with the home, I didn't have enough time to study. But each time I get home to study, I understood the courses more than when I'm being taught in the class. So God help me. So if you are thinking of language barrier, I want to go back to school, but the language, but I don't know what to do about it. See, God help me. Once you start it, you see yourself, you will finish it. So don't just get discouraged. If at my age with the responsibilities, I know that I was able to with the language, because I won't say my language is a basis. My language is not basis, not medium. I speak frequently, but grammatically, no. I'm much more of medical terms and medical techniques, so it was really, 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 really difficult. But God helped me. So if I can, you can. All right, I'll continue the story next week. I hope This will help somebody who is thinking that, oh, I want to go back to school, but I don't know the language. I only know how to, I know to a point. As long as you know to a point and God is leading you, just try it. It's never too late to achieve that which you have always desired to do, or to do what God wants to do. All right, I'll talk to you in this video. Love you.